EA throughout this last decade has just been going out sad, and the ratings for their most popular games, the Madden series, has just been skyrocketing down to the point where Madden 21 has become the lowest scored rating game of all time with a Metacritic score of 0.4, which is actually just depressing to see. If you were to look at the current titles they put out today compared to the games they used to make, it's simply them trying to make money through the thing I think personally killed the franchise, which is Madden's Ultimate Team, which is basically just gambling. And if you have a brain, gambling is pretty much the best way to make money when it comes to video games. So there's no surprise that with EA's greedy tactics, they would follow this trend. Now, I don't have a problem with EA taking this route, but this ended up being the only thing EA cares about in their games, because all the other game modes they have don't make them any near as much money as Ultimate Team does. So they just choose to abandon them and not to work on them at all, and just pretty much copying and pasting the game modes each Madden they release. But the worst part about this company is that they completely ignore the community, which is a big reason why they're losing more and more customers each year. Most people fell in love when they added the franchise mode, but the game mode hasn't been touched pretty much ever since it's been added. Not only that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up their Twitter page, which has over 800k followers, and you look at their recent tweet and it's nowhere near as many likes as it should be getting. It'd be something else if it was about something pointless, but no, this is content they're adding into the game. This should be the most liked tweets they should be posting, but no one is even interacting with it because they know whatever they say, EA isn't gonna listen. The biggest factor of it all, which I think many of you can agree with, is that EA has no competition when it comes to Madden, and recently the NFL has given the rights to EA to put out these games, meaning that only EA is allowed to release football related games on the consoles. Also meaning EA can do whatever they want and not worry about it, cause the people who want to play a football games have no other option but to play Madden. And let me just say, when it comes to competition, EA completely gets rocked by the competitor. If we look at NBA Live versus 2K, 2K just obliterated NBA Live to the point where EA had to cancel the game 4 times in this last decade, and there wasn't even an NBA Live 20. Also, when we look back when 2K made NFL football games, ESPN NFL 2K5 is arguably the greatest football game of all time. Also to mention, that was 2K's last football related game they've ever released. You pretty much can just say 2K is legendary when it comes to competition. Madden 21 was such a disappointment that a few months ago, #NFLDROPEA was trending on Twitter, which is not a good look to EA. Now sadly the NFL didn't end up dropping the license under EA, but the customers were tired of EA's tactics and just completely had enough of everything, and nobody in their position can even blame them for doing this because EA completely deserved this. And the developers are probably the most laziest scumbag people on this earth, because you can't tell me they're not seeing their customers' replies. Literally under all their Twitter posts, it's people complaining about Madden 21, saying the game isn't even playable and that the game and the franchise is trash. You even got people asking about Next Gen, which EA delayed themselves, and they haven't said a word about Madden on Next Gen, which pretty much proves my point that these developers are lazy. Like at this point, they've already dug a hole so deep into the company, even if they attempt to try and put out better games, they're never gonna gain the loyal customers that decided to leave back. Because this is something EA should have been doing. They're legit a multi-billion-dollar company, but they've been messing up through this entire decade. Now, I'm not saying it's just impossible to come back and be successful, but EA just needs to start turning around, because if they keep going down this evil path, it can be scary for the future of this company. And if it comes to the absolute worst of the worst, we might not be seeing EA for much longer. Anyways, this was a more serious video. I kind of wanted to try something new. Hopefully I didn't make anyone mad by making this video, and I probably forgot to mention a few things in this video, and maybe you disagree with my video, which is completely fine. But I'm gonna end the video here. Make sure if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Bye.